Joining us now to talk about this and much more in the world of tech and regulation, tech investor Bradley Tusk. He's the CEO of Tusk Ventures. Bradley, good morning. Thanks for coming on with us today. And, you know, we can go back to the early days of the internet where the kind of the prophets were saying information wants to be free. And we've kind of gone through various iterations of what we pay for, what's behind a paywall, what's fair game. How do you see this playing out? Is it crucial for an open AI to have sort of unfettered access to copyrighted material like this?
Yeah, look, it's crucial for OpenAI's business model because ultimately, they just take what's out there in the world and synthesize it for you in a really smart, creative way. But it's not crucial for society that OpenAI be able to do that for free. So it makes sense for the New York Times to say, look, we spend money to pay journalists and editors and graphic designers, all these people to create this content. If you're going to use our content for your economic benefit, we should be compensated. That's pretty reasonable.
I guess the question then becomes, what does it do to whatever ultimately the various business models are going to be for utilizing these large language models, if in fact they have to either come up with, revenue sharing deals, I suppose, or perhaps some kind of royalty scheme?
Yeah, but that's not unreasonable, right? So, for example, take Google, right? We look at the ability to search stuff on Google as sort of an inviolate constitutional right at this point. But Google is one of the most profitable companies in the history of the world. So whether they had to pay more money in the beginning for content or they ended up paying less, either way, it wouldn't stop Google from being a wildly profitable company that people are going to use and people want to work at and invest in. And so we're really just talking about distribution of the resources and of the money. And to a certain extent, whether it's all in the hands of ChatGPT and OpenAI and Microsoft, or some of it goes back to media outlets like the Times or CNBC or whoever else, I think that's the idea that it's going to somehow deter the innovation of tech, to me, is really unreasonable, unlikely and unreasonable.
I guess that would bring us to the question of why the Times felt the need to kind of, take these legal measures. It seems like, based on what OpenAI is now saying, that there has been a back and forth negotiation about coming to some commercial agreement here.
Yeah, I mean, clearly the Times did not find the conversations as productive and constructive as OpenAI did based on the lawsuit and then OpenAI's quote. But also, I think the timing is important here, right? And, when search first started, people didn't understand what it was going to be. And Google was able to build, and the other search engines too, but especially Google, such a great public image, be so relied on by the public that by the time that the publisher started suing, yes, they'd know to recover a little bit of money here and there, but basically it was too late. So I think a lot of this is timing, which is the Times recognizes that ChatGPT and AI generally is not something the public is that used to yet. So before we sort of intuit this is our right to use this at all times, no matter what. I think the Times is smart to say, let's get in there now and challenge some of these assumptions before the norms set in and it's too late.
Bradley, what do you think it means for the media industry business model? Because I think about kind of the Google analogy that you shared, and their response was very quickly, put up a paywall. Maybe it was coinciding with the ubiquity of Google. But here, a paywall doesn't seem like it would really work if they were scraping through this data and pulling the information regardless. So what does this mean for the media industry if there isn't any kind of partnership or some sort of royalty agreement reached with AI? What would they do?
Yeah, it's a problem. We're seeing already the media industry contracting in all kinds of different ways. People have really struggled to figure out profitable models for media companies. The Times happens to be one of the few that has built a really successful online business of subscriptions and advertising, especially to some of their specialty products like Wirecutter or cooking. And I think that they're terrified because if that model no longer works, it's not really clear what will. And so you're right. It's one thing when there's a paywall, and if I want to read an article, I've got to pay the Times or whoever to use it. But OpenAI breaks through the paywalls because they're just taking all the content and synthesizing it for me. And so I don't need to read the original.